G'day folks, welcome to a little Monday update. Yeah, I've been taking it easy lately, as you know. Definitely feeling better already. I mean, whatever the kind of bruise or damage is done, it comes good for a while, but if I do overexert myself, it does become a bit painful. And yeah, so I am back at work now, but I've got to take it easy, otherwise I will end up re-injuring myself again. So yeah, no major projects going on, but at least I can do a little bit of lifting now. And you'll see a few different little things coming up, and again, I've got to get around to editing some video together, so that should all be coming up soon. Apart from that, done a bit of tinkering around, and I've got a couple of little cool concepts coming up soon. I'm not going to reveal anything yet. As I said in the last video, I just thought I'd put something up tonight for the hell of it. I know you love them. What else happened? I did a bit of test driving on Friday afternoon. I went down to Frankston and hit the strip, basically all the car dealers along Wells Road. I also went to Mornington. I think I mentioned the Mornington trip in the update that I did, but I can't remember. Yeah, either way, I've test driven a diesel IX35, which I absolutely love to death. The Nissan Juke, I've test driven one of those in a CVT Auto. That wasn't too bad. The CVT feels weird and I don't trust them, but the Juke's just too small. I know it was small, but it felt small, and it was, yeah, the rear vision angle was not particularly nice. So I'll wait until one of them is in like the $5,000 bargain bin, like in a few years' time. Then I'll buy one for shits and giggles, probably a manual. But for something I want to drive every day, particularly long kilometres, I want an auto. I know I can physically and easily drive a manual every day. I just don't feel like it. I can be lazy at times. I'm allowed to be lazy. I work hard enough during the day as it is. I don't want to be driving manual all the way home again. Because trust me, I'm a vicious worker. I work fast. Once I get a roll on, it is just flat knacker all day. So yeah, it's just my style. And it does wear you out, and when you're driving home from the city, like literally, I think Julian said he's doing 150 kilometres a day or something. He works for the same company I want to go and work for. And he's not even driving as far as I do. I think he said it's like 120 or 150 a day. So yeah, it gets a bit much. I've basically scrapped most vehicles, scratched most vehicles from the list, apart from the IX35, which you can see up there. I'm just looking at colours. I know when you're picking or waiting for a used trade-in to come in, picking colours is a bit not really an option, but to be honest, most of the colours don't bother me anyway. The only thing I don't like is the pea green that they originally brought the IX out in, but I think they dropped that one fairly quick. That's about the only colour that I would refuse. The gunmetal grey, yeah, it's alright, but the white, blue and red are great. Black cars I could live without, but again, black with white wall tyres would look really cool. I don't even think they make white walls in that size though. They're 225 60 17s, so I don't like my chances of getting them, but yeah, if a black one came up with low Ks and was like 17 or 18 grand for a diesel, I'd take it. That particular red one is up for sale at the moment. I think it's on car sales. It's a diesel, it's a private seller. I think it's about 60,000 kilometres on it, and it is way cheaper than what dealers are asking. An elite spec diesel for like 18 grand is like, if I had the money, it'd probably be in my driveway right now. Or at least if I already, yeah, I'm going to have to finance, but that's not the end of the world. I think it's about $90 a week. And with new job and all that sort of stuff, that's no big deal at all. Hell, I could almost buy a brand new Tucson. I test drove a brand new Tucson because they didn't have any IXs at one of the dealers I went to. So they basically just said, I'll let you come all this way, why don't you try one of these anyway? Because they had the demo car already warmed up just from another test drive and basically just let me drive it around for about 20 minutes. It's a really nice thing. Really nice. The styling is a lot more bold than the IX. But the vehicle itself is just another improvement. Holy crap. Hyundai's come a long way in the recent years. Even like the last 15 to 20 years, they've gone from really mundane pastel coloured bubble cars to stuff that looks better than a lot of newer European cars. And they're a market killer, to be honest. If you need a new car, and don't discount Hyundai. They've come a long way from the old mundane Excel and Lantra days. Even Kia, being an associated company that basically shares the same technology, like the Sportage and the Tucson, I believe, are genetically connected, if you put it that way. Their styling and their detail and just the fit and finish of them, I'd take one over a European or even many Japanese cars any day. So yeah, I've done a lot of test driving. Haven't test driven a Mitsubishi ASX, but again, it's a bit smaller. And I'm not entirely sold on Mitsubishi's current front end styling and everything. It looks a bit, a bit fat in the front end, I'll put it that way. Just that big, almost trapezoidal front grille just looks weird. So, yeah, they're a Mitsubishi though. It'd probably be quite reliable, but I'm not sold on them, so I won't be getting an ASX. A Sportage wouldn't be too bad, current model Kia Sportage. Again, it's pretty much genetically similar to the IX35, but the Hyundai styling and price point and everything's basically sold me. So, yeah. And turns out one of the dealers I was talking to, or one of the guys I bumped into at the dealer lot, actually is familiar with my channel name, so there you go. Everyone knows me now. It's amazing how many people I've bumped into who already know who I am. Yeah, I picked this little guy up for my mum. She's got a water tank and tank-based irrigation system at home, and the old pump pressure control's just blown up. It's gone. And it was a very small single-stage pump and never really managed to keep the irrigation running satisfactorily, so I bought this big 5-stage China one. It's made by a known pressure pump and, well, basically, I think they make fog machines, pressure cleaners, and pumps and things like that. Just pump and fan-based stuff. And, yeah, I couldn't find any real negative reviews on it, at least as far as I looked. I didn't spend an awful lot of time. But yeah, it's about 1,000 watts or more. What is it? 1,300 watts, 80 psi, 5-stage centrifugal pump. It's supposed to be IPX4 rated. I don't trust Chinese IP ratings. I'm going to put a hood over it. It's one of those times where I wish I had one of the old style computer case covers, the full cut top and side one-piece covers. They were perfect for protecting pumps. I've used quite a few of them in the past. And even if the pump is like a reputable brand with an decent IPX rating, like IPX4, IPX5, put a cover over it. Be nice to it. The motor won't corrode as much, all that sort of stuff. I know the rest of this is stainless, but they still corrode. And especially if they're in sun and temperature fluctuations, the seals don't last forever. IPX doesn't mean crap when they're like 5 years old and the seals and everything have been through numerous roasting hot summers out in direct sunlight, then splashed with rain on that that afternoon storm, and water wicks its way in and kills things. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Set it all up, test it, make sure it's all right. Yeah, I mean, it's run-of-the-mill China pump, so we can only try it. It was $275, so it's pretty cheap for a 5-stage 1,300 watt pump. It'll either work for a while or it won't. And to be honest, at that sort of price point, no one's going to cry over it. And they do, I believe it comes with a bit of a warranty. I don't know. It says 12 months on the box. So, nah. If it fails in 2 years' time, it's not too bad given the amount of work it's going to be doing. It's just better than paying $1,300 for like an Onga or a Davy of the same capacity. It's worth the gamble. Apart from that, I've got Julian's little car here. I think it's a CE or CH Lancer. Not a bad little ride. I've driven it quite a few times now, and I like it. I might drive it to work tomorrow. He was complaining about a bit of an oil smell after a long drive. Get the engine really hot. I've had a quick squiz underneath, and there's obviously oil around where the rear main is. I think he said when he had the clutch done on it, they said that the rear main was weeping ever so slightly. Why they didn't take the flywheel off and do the rear main then, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. They put the clutch in, but they didn't do the rear main seal or something. Either way, I think the rear main's leaking a bit more now, and I'm going to pop the hood and have a look and just see if it's not just a new rocker cover leak or something like that. But either way, this car is really low. I was just testing before the Coke can test. I know the ground here is a little elevated, but you couldn't drive over a can. It's got VRX, I think it's got VRX suspension in it, or at least it's just lowered. It's either a lowering kit or it's actual Lancer VRX suspension. Really nice tyres, pricey tyres, but this thing just hangs on. It's really cool. Good to throw around, but I'm going to check the brakes next. You can see the pad backer in there is very close to the disc, so I'm going to get my little flexi head inspection cam and have a look in there. He's worried about their Honda Civic needing not tyres, brake pads, but it's still, I've got about 3.5mm on the fronts and more on the back. I'm more worried about this one because when I saw how far in the pad backer is on the fronts, that's a bit of a worry. I think they're getting a bit low. And funnily enough, it's got the same skin disorder that Bluey Rav has. Bloody 90s clear coat. Well, actually no, this is early 2000s, but they'd never really improved on it. Both my silver cars, Betty, Rav and Vicky, perfectly fine. Elisa's hood's peeling because it was never resprayed properly at one point, or never clear coated properly. But Bluey and Julian's little tin can, as he calls it, yeah, just the blue underneath must be degrading to the point where it's just lifting the clear coat off. Bluey's been really bad lately, especially after a few hot days. I'll take off and just get straight onto the main road, and all you see is little fluttery pieces of clear coat come flying off the roof, like leaves in the wind. Oh well, that's a respray job. There's no quick and easy fix for that kind of thing. But given how much I love Bluey, I'll probably set a budget aside when I'm settled into my new job, and yeah, partially strip him down, get into a body shop and full clean back, scrub back and respray. So yeah, that's about all for now. I'm just going to quickly have a poke around this car and just see about that oil leak and inspect the brake wear, because they do look pretty damn low. And if necessary, I might just order a set of pads anyway. But yeah, I'll take it to work tomorrow and put some fuel in it and give it a quick run, just make sure everything's nut and bolted properly. 5-speed manual, nice clutch, not too light, not too heavy. These are just a really nice, easy car to drive. I'd own one. They're not my cup of tea, but I'd own one if I had to. I wouldn't hate it. But I like SUVs. I love my SUVs, particularly smaller ones. I'm not a big fan of like Chevy Suburbans or anything like that. I know someone is getting rid of a big diesel Suburban at the moment, and they cost so much money, and they're not really all that, apart from being big and being able to tow a lot of stuff, they're not all that good anyway. So yeah, this is your little Monday ramble. I know I don't have much more for you at the moment until I get around to spending some time on Adobe, but that will come. Yeah. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone's having a good time and taking care, and yeah.